Assalamualaikum and very good evening to Dr. Haiza and everyone. First, let me introduce myself and my group members. I'm Siti Aisyah binti Azizah and my other group member is Nur Atira binti Muhammad Zunaidi, Nur Fidaini binti Hashim, Nur Izzah binti Mustamam, Mimi Amelia binti Abdullah. So today, we will present about ball industry for the sustainability report. I will pass to first presenter is Nur Fidaini binti Hashim.
For the first, accounting-related issue is corporate social responsibility. Ball industry does not have specific accounting standard because CSR not compulsory to have accounting standard. For the first issue is overlooked for drafting the CSR policy. The success or failure of company in the condition of the sustainable economy is influenced by the particular in which their corporate social responsibility is manifest. In this case, it shows that management of Ball Industry Limited Bill have overlooked the mandatory requirement of CSR policy formulation. The company have not yet spent anything on CSR since the regulation had come into force. The company had previously ignored the requirement of formally drafting a CSR policy and deciding about the action it might want to carry out. Second is the regulator for pushing for more disclosure. Due to instability financial in the bill, Emily, the chief operating officer of bill, was assigned the task of preparing the blueprint of CSR policy of the company and made it available for discussion in the upcoming meeting. The task at hand was to formulate sound of CSR policy under the constrained financial state, considering its strategic planning, including the SWOT analysis, competitive environment, and the overall general market and economic condition. Strategic CSR will support the firms to differentiate itself from the competitors. She was struggling to formulate a CSR strategy that could achieve both economic and social goals.
Next, the third issue is consumer interest. In this case, the board discussed the repercussions of the monetization on the company's business, since the move had supposedly hurt the liquidity position of farmers, who are the company's primary consumers. So, for consumers, it has become increasingly difficult to compare products and services and to make informed decisions about purchases, particularly due to the increasing numbers of products on offer and the complexity of many markets. So, the consumers are therefore reliant on enterprises adopting fair business and marketing practices and guaranteeing the safety and quality of their product and services. So, this involves providing accurate and clear product information, promoting sustainable consumption, and taking customer concerns seriously.
For the pros of CSR is first, increase creativity. Through this social involvement, employees will be empowered to start contributing to the bigger picture. They might come up with the new ideas about product or innovate new problem-solving solutions. Demonstrating company's value and passion through community giving, employees will feel encouraged and supported to develop new and better ways to do their job. For the cons of CSR costs money to implement. The establishment of CSR in a corporation could also be a disadvantage for an organization because an organization that has established CSR would incur more costs to finish and complete their tasks and operation, while those who do not embed the concept of CSR into their operation will be able to provide their product at a lower cost to their customer in the market, which would imply a corporation ensuring the fulfillment of CSR would be at a disadvantageous position in the market as compared to its various competitors in the market. Such a situation can also cause a company to face a number of losses in the market in both short and long run.
The second pros of CSR is profitability and value. A CSR policy increases the profitability and valuation of a business. Energy efficiency and waste recycling reduce operating costs while also benefiting the environment. CSR also improve a company's accountability and transparency in the eyes of investors, the public, shareholders, and the local community. As just a result, it gains a better reputation among investors, such as mutual funds that consider CSR when selecting stocks. So as a result of this virtuous cycle, the company's stock value rises and its access to investment capital is facilitated. The second cons of CSR is conflicts with the profit motive. Even for larger companies, the cost of CSR can be an obstacle. Some critics believe that corporate social responsibilities can be an exercise in futility. A company's management owes a fiduciary obligations to its shareholders, which CSR against it because executive fiduciary duty to shareholders is to maximize income. So a manager who sacrifices profits in favor of societal benefits can lose his job and be replaced by someone who prioritizes profits.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening to Doctor and my fellow friends. My name is Nur Atira binti Muhammad Zunaidi and my matric number is S50097. I will continue with question 2, which is ethical dilemma. In this case, the ethical dilemma that arises from issues is amid capacity expansion plans and preparation for the IPO. Ball Industry Limited had put CSR compliance on the back burner. Still, Emily knew she could not postpone it any further since Mr. Ball and the other directors had made it clear that they wanted the CSR policy to be in the place at the earliest. So, it has two choices in this case, which is first, public early CSR and second, postpone CSR. In published early CSR, Emily could not postpone it further since board of directors required to be implemented as early as possible. Besides, CSR should be implemented from the start, which IPO can be used to sculpt a workforce who prioritize the responsibility of the organization with regards to environmental, social, and economic activities. For postponed CSR, amid capacity expansion plans and preparation for the IPO, Ball Industry Limited had put an issue CSR compliance on the back burner. As further explanation, back burner is left it in order to deal with it later because it considers having become less important. Okay, now we move to the question 3 with the next presenter. Thank you.
My name is Siti Aisyah binti Azizan and my matric number is S52674. I will present the question number 3 is position should be published early CSR. So, for the first pros is Ball and the others directors has made it clear that they wanted the CSR policy to be placed at the earliest. So, what is CSR policy? CSR policy is aimed to demonstrate a goal of upholding ethical values as well as respecting people, communities, and environment. In the second pros is BIL is stated for Ball Industry Limited plan to give a safety and environment working condition for their workers. The aim is to produce higher standard of living and quality of life for the community that surround them and still maintain profitability for stakeholders.
Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. My name is Nurul Izzah binti Mustamam and my matric number is S50472. Next, I will continue the third pros for the question number 3. So the third pros for the question number 3 is bill can provide sustainable agriculture when implement corporate social responsibility earlier. So what is sustainable agriculture? Sustainable agriculture is the implementation of the worker in a company to reduce pollution. So, what is the benefit of sustainable agriculture? The benefit of sustainable agriculture is it can maintain soil quality. As stated in the case, Ball Industry Limited using sulfuric acid, which is environmentally hazard. So, when CSR is published earlier, maybe this can be avoided.
Now, I will present the question number 3, which is a first cons for the article. Emily is still wondering what type of activity will Emily process. In this scenario, Emily was unsure of how far BIL should go on the CSR initiative to balance the naturally conflicting interests of different stakeholders, and she needed to evaluate the company bandwidth for investing in CSR activities.
Now I will proceed to the question number 3, which is the second consequence. From the article, the second consequence is Emily was uncertain of how far Ball Industry Limited should go on the corporate social responsibility activities to adjust the conflict about interest for the other stakeholder. Thus, it needs for Emily to study more and rigid about how Ball Industry Limited should structure its corporate social responsibility in such a way that it will strike a balance between the needs of shareholder for benefit and the needs of communities for social capital. Emily wants to assess the company capacity to invest in the corporate social responsibility initiative. So I will proceed to the question number 4, which is alternative position. It is the suggestion to overcome the limitation when CSR published earlier. So to overcome it, the company should build a program that helps define relevant standards and approach to CSR management by engage stakeholders regularly and from start acknowledge that certain stakeholders are highly competent and may even be active in the creation of this standard and codes. This is extremely useful when weighing the various CSR reporting choices.
By disclosing the CSR activities project, it is more to demonstrating credibility, which is it is being transparent about all the environmental, economic, and social impacts of your business activity is key to reassuring others about sustainability, and it can bring a positive image of the company by showing that company is a responsible citizen and legal requirement that company make public their CSR activity to fulfill the law even they are facing the financial problem. It is important because much of the leadership of company and stakeholder perceive sustainability as it helps to measure environmental performance and develop its own corporate sustainability measure. They can minimize the cost of as the CSR can be achieved by energy saving instead of balancing the goals of economy and social.
So lastly, the alternative is companies should use program like share value alternative. It is because this CSR initiative can develop it as tools to mitigate harm and to improve positive perception of a company while simultaneously winning the support of new customers. So they also serve as a self-regulating mechanism which attempted to ensure that business remain compliant with relevant laws, ethical standards, and community norms. So such programs were defined by treated as funded partnerships and marketed sponsorship arrangements.
That's all from us. Thank you.